Are you wondering why I'm talking so funny today? Are you wondering? Well, this is an Irish accent. This is the way my people talked way back when, my ancestors. With a name like Molly, chances are you know that there's a lot of Irish in my family. And today, who knows what today is? It's St. Patrick's Day, for goodness sake. And when you see someone on St. Patrick's Day, you greet them and you say, the top of the morning to you. And the answer is then the rest of the day to yourself. Should we try it? The top of the morning to you. And the rest of the day to yourself. Now, you've got until noon to be able to say that to people, okay? So everybody you greet today, you say the top of the morning to you, and they should say the rest of the day to yourself. But if they don't know, you can teach them. So, is it okay if I keep talking like this? Good, thank you. It's kind of hard not to on a day like today. Do any of you know who St. Patrick was? That's a good guess. He might have been a leprechaun, but he was not. He probably had time to see leprechauns. Legend has it that my great-grandfather saw a leprechaun. We don't know whether it's true or not, but it's a story that's come through the family for years. Well, you see, St. Patrick, he actually wasn't born in Ireland. He was from Wales, which is, you got it. You're absolutely right. He was a slave. At 16, he was taken from Wales over to Ireland, and he was forced to be a shepherd, and nobody paid him. And for 6 years, and he actually came from a very wealthy family too. The family he came from, they had lots of money. And he was forced to go and work without being paid to be a shepherd. And then one day, he had a dream. And in that dream, God told him to go to the shore, and there'd be a boat that would take him back to his homeland. And when he went back to his homeland, he couldn't find his parents right away. He couldn't find his family. So he had to try and do what he could to earn money and feed himself. Well, hello, love. Come on up here and join us and have a seat. It's nice to see you. We're happy you're here. So where was I? Okay, so he goes back to Ireland. He finally gets to his family. And the whole time he had been in Ireland, he prayed. He prayed to God. And I guess that's why God sent the boat to get him back to England. But then one night he had a dream. He had a dream that he was supposed to go back to Ireland to teach the people in Ireland about God and about Jesus. Now that didn't seem like a very smart idea, did it? If you go back to Ireland, what are the chances that he'd be taken and forced to work again? Do you think it was smart of him to go back? It's kind of foolish, wasn't it? I see a theme there, don't you? He was foolish. He had foolish love for God, but he went anyway. And you know what he did? He taught everybody in Ireland about Jesus and about God. And he converted them. They all became Christians, and they hadn't been before. But he did it. And the reason that the shamrock is there is that's what he used to teach about the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Now, didn't you hear that a couple weeks ago from Miss Marcy? About the three? 3 in 1. It's one plant, but it has 3 leaves. So that's why you see the shamrocks. And that's why he is the patron saint of Ireland. And you know where the first St. Patrick's Day parade was? You're not going to believe this. It wasn't in Ireland. It was in Florida. It was in Florida. The first St. Patrick's Day parade was in Florida, and then in the 1700s it started in New York, and that became a pretty big celebration. So there's lots of people who celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but as you're celebrating, you ought to think about the real person who was responsible and his love of God that brought him to teach others about Jesus. Pretty special day. It's a fun one too. It's always been a fun one in my family. So let's end with a blessing. Now, an Irish blessing is not a prayer where you ask for something. It's where you give a blessing to others. And the traditional Irish blessing is, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall softly upon your fields and the sun shine warm upon your face. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. And if you're my father, You'd have ended that with, may you be in heaven a half hour before the devil knows you're dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and thanks for sitting with me.